Coming up in centre circle, an increase in salary, but Tapper is yet to sign. Knocked out cold, Christian Cluvy recovers from a concussion. And another run with former FIFA referee Paulette Riley. From the front pages to the electronic media, Reggae Boys head coach Theodore Tapper Whitmore's salary has dominated the headlines. It then became public interest as everyone waited to see if the JFF would meet Tapper's request. Well, that didn't happen, and Tapper made the bold move to resign last Friday, a decision which caught JFF President Michael Ricketts cold. So what could have been dealt with months ago was finally discussed in a day, and an increase was offered.
The latest is that we are waiting on a response from Coach Whitmore. Like I said, we had a meeting on Monday with the senior people within the JFF, and in that meeting, I called him, and my direct question to him was, Coach Whitmore, what you have done, is it what you want to do? And his response was, I was frustrated. So I said to him in the presence of the members that we are giving you an option, that if you think you want to have your resignation withdrawn, use that same channel that you have used to tender your resignation, and we will be waiting on you. Like on the rounds that the minister and I ought to have a discussion before the weekends, and then certainly the minister and I will meet, and then of course Coach Whitmore, the minister and myself will have a further discussion. So certainly by next week we should know exactly where we're going.
It's been made public that he was offered under $400,000 a month. Is there a new offer on the table for him?
He is being paid as we speak 500,000 Jamaican dollars per month, which equates to just about 4,000 US. We had set up a task force to look at what goes on around the Caribbean, and between $3,000 and $6,000 is what is being paid around the Caribbean. And I have said this, that teachers, you have teachers who have just graduated, you have teachers with their first degree, you have teachers with a master's degree, and you have teachers with a doctorate degree. But all of them are teachers, but they are on different pay scales. Just like the coaching system, you have different coaches at different levels. So we thought that we would put him at the highest level as it relates to our audit, what happens around the Caribbean. We would have made that proposal to him. We had set a meeting for 2 Thursdays ago, which fell through. We will certainly meet with him again, look at a draft proposal that we had prepared based on findings from the task force that we had set up. So we are hoping that we will, in very short order, have an amicable settlement and that we move on from here.
When you said you checked around the Caribbean, but if we bring in overseas coaches, they are paid much more than that. Is that what you mean by there's a master's and there's a first degree? Is that what you mean?
That's exactly what I mean. But what we must understand, and you probably would, that in the football cycle, this time is the slowest. This is tampering season when you're not playing World Cup qualifiers, so you're starved for sponsorship. So round about now, on a normal football cycle, is when your coaches virtually go through the motions until you start getting into World Cup qualifiers. So it is the norm that at this time your coaches are paid less, so to speak. But we want to remunerate Coach Whitmore for what he's worth, and of course for what we can afford. We want to operate with a conscience. So I'm very disappointed, totally disappointed that what has transpired has in fact happened based on his resignation. But I want to put this behind me. The board of directors are waiting to see what will happen, and certainly we are hoping for an amicable settlement.
And how confident are you that you will get that amicable settlement?
I think so. I do think so. In fact, I got a call from a reputable Jamaican yesterday to say that he spoke with the coach, and his response was, I think it is easy to settle, and that will be based on discussions that he had with him. So like I say, we are looking forward to some kind of communication from him. We are waiting on him, and then certainly we'll take it from there.
We are not in a position to offer what we really cannot afford, and we're not going to do that. And we have made huge mistakes in the past. massive mistake, which is strangling the football right now.
You're talking about Coach Schaefer and
Of course.
Miltonovich's contracts, eh?
Of course. And like I said, that those arrangements, especially the latter, has strangled us, stifled us, trampled us. We are just trying to wriggle out of what that arrangement has put us in. And I don't want to go back there. And I'm saying, and I hear some people talking about white man, and it's neither here nor there. And I'm saying that if Whitmore and I and the JFF cannot settle the differences, we will offer no more to nobody right now than we have offered to Whitmore. Whether you're white or you're brown or you're blue or you're pink, whoever you are, we will not offer any more than we're offering Coach Whitmore.
Tapper is yet to sign on the dotted line to a contract which will see him earn over 750,000 Jamaican dollars. The national team will travel in 2 weeks' time for 2 friendlies. Should Whitmore fail to sign by then, assistant coach Jerome Waite will take the reins.
I said to him, you have resigned, so we have to put a contingency plan in place. I will be asking the assistant to take the team to Eastern Caribbean. And he understood and accepted.
In 2017, Whitmore was named interim coach after the departure of Winfried Schaefer. In October of the same year, he was elevated to head coach after Ricketts took office. Ricketts promised to sort out Whitmore's contract by then, but nothing happened. Even the media was chastised.
And for those persons who have always misled the Jamaican people about issues with Whitmore, the Jamaican Football Federation, this president and this new JFF, we have no issue at all with Coach Whitmore.
Someone later gave the deadline for things to be sorted out in a month, but who?
His pronouncements were, I am giving you, Mr. President, another month to source where my increase in salary will be coming from.
The president, Mike Ricketts, asked me for a month to sort out this thing now. The month has completed. He hasn't get back to me as yet, so still waiting on him.
With the CONCACAF League of Nations coming up in the summer, TVJ Sports has learned that Whitmore had requested to speak to a couple of UK-based players before they planned their vacation, but even that fell on deaf ears. Still to come, Christian Clouvy recalls the incident that left him cold for 6 minutes at Waterhouse, and Paulette Riley talks about the current crop of female referees.